I'm making a film to show somebody what I've done with some pots. And these pots they overwintered and the vine behind it kind of crapped out due to fungus. This pot has got a succulent that grows rapidly and it takes over. It'll get revamped at some point. This pot is due to get revamped. The hedges have just been trimmed. These are tillandsias mounted on this pygmy date palm. This is the Mexican flame vine. It's not blooming fully. It had some fungus issues, and I think I've got this under control. A lawn spray company was supposed to be taking care of it. They weren't. Getting back to just the pots. These are some of the beds while I walk to the pots. These gardenias we transplanted last year. We've got some nice flowers, no thrip, so they can be brought in the house. There's still the color of the plants. We're working on that. This pot is Confederate Jasmine, a variegated variety. It's been in the pot for over a year. We put it here because we couldn't really dig over the gas line and the electrical line and the water line and the Comcast or Frontier or whoever. These pots are for big display pots. We just set them out here and they get watered, and the gravel it lets the water evaporate or go through them, and they're really happy here. The leaves are starting to get better color, so they'll be nice indoor display plants without flaws that will detract from the centerpiece. This pot has got crown of thorn, some succulents, and this type of plant, and some leaves from the vines on the house. Thank you, David. Yeah, well, sorry, David. David does a lot of the grunt work here, and I wouldn't be able to have this place looking so nice without him. Okay, they got this statue from their neighbor who's selling their house. Oh, I hope they didn't just break his nose. Okay, this is a Bilbergia in a pot. I got this one because it's in between the two pots, or in between the two Bilbergias that I'll show you next. These are two Bilbergias, a light colored and then a dark colored with white spots, and then a white color with green spots. These potted bromeliads are quite large, and they get bright shade. They're doing real well. They really don't like full sun, or they don't do as well in full sun. They have the best color in bright shade. These are more of the pots of Bilbergias. These are other bromeliads in pots, and most of these pots we got from pups from other plants in the yard, and they just like this spot up near the door, and it's bright shade. This is also bright shade, and this large plant in the middle is the patent, is a real nice plant. It's got it looks like the Granny Smith apple on it. It's supposed to get a little bit more red on it, and it will take more more sun, and it won't get as leggy if you give it more sun. I wish I had a better example of it, but I don't. These plants, these bromeliads, one of these was a replacement plant from the pots in the back. They do like full sun, and they don't bloom rapidly. They'll stay the same and do the same thing for they told me they bloom at about 25 years, so they're not the ones that crap out and bloom and crap out in 6 months. All right. Here's another pot that we did for just in the sitting area out front. There's Bilbergia in there, and just some pups from other plants that we had about the yard, just stuff that fit in there, and it's about to get redone because this guy is getting kind of large and taking over, and this plant is not supposed to be there. I'm doing some pots on or proposing some pots on somebody's deck at their condominium, and I'm showing her some of what I've done at this house. Now these plants, little trees, they don't drop a lot of leaves, so you don't have to worry about them cluttering it up, things, and they give you some height. They're probably 5 foot tall, and minimal care. I water them once a week. Now this pot, a place went out of business. This is a Mama Bear pot. It has a desert rose in it, some aloe, some crown of thorn. I just can't remember the name of this plant that's blooming. It's a real common name, but I'm just lousy with names. I just regularly water plants and keep on it. That's my talent, showing up and doing the work instead of describing what it. This is a nice crown of thorn. I really like the color on this one. I'm not sure if I can find it again. Whereas this crown of thorn is red. There's different colors, and you can see the different color of the desert roses here, this flower, as compared to the deep red back there. This is another plant. It's got a lot of succulents in it. This is the Papa Bear plant pot, because it's bigger than Mama Bear. These succulents have been in this pot for maybe a year. This is one of the first projects we did when we came out here. When you came here, the succulents will double in size, and they really get impressive when they get a year or so old. This Pachy was Pacchio something. I can't get the full Latin name.
I hope this isn't on my...
No. Hi. This is something that we picked up. And this is some sedum that is trellised over the pot. This is the baby bear pot. You can't do much in it, and the larger pots, you can really get these larger type succulents. And finally, we've got some orange orchids. They don't bloom year-round, but they're wonderful color when they're in bloom. They get watered once a week. This is the other Papa Bear pot. As you see, has a replacement bromeliad in it. It's getting full sun. It's got some flapjack kalanchoe in it. It's got a desert rose in it that still hasn't recovered from the cold and the wind we got off the water. And there's another desert rose planted in here. And this is the other baby bear pot. Things bloom in here and then they come and go, and we pinch it back and we get better color. This is about due. The crown of thorn, the red plant flower, is about to get pinched back. These are some of the smaller pots that we put together. And these are in shade. I can't get all these pots. This is for in the house. This stays outside. This goes in the house. The house plants are relatively new, less than 2 months, and they really have to root before I can give them the total thumbs up. These are the client's idea, and this is a better one. And the plants are starting to size up and you can see what they're supposed to look like. And in the middle there's aloe and there's just a bunch of stuff, and they get watered once a week. I hope that gives you a better idea of some of what I've got going on here. Thank you.